I am not a very fit person, as you could probably tell, nor have I ever been. Weight has almost always been a present issue in my life, from being a child who was sad because he could never catch the other children in a game of tag on the playground, to looking in a mirror and being embarrassed by my own body. Even now, I face issues with my confidence. Due to these issues, I would never wish them upon anyone else. This is why I believe that obesity, particularly childhood obesity, is a problem that needs to be dealt with. I think childhood obesity is a problem that should be dealt with because it presents dangers to children that they should never face. Dangers such as an increased risk of certain diseases, lowered self-esteem, and in some cases even a drop in academic performance. According to child psychologist Sam Etkin, he has found that children who are obese oftentimes have lower self-esteem than children who are not obese. This lowered self-esteem can be attributed to the stigma that follows being obese. This stigma often leads to bullying from the other children in school. Bullying such as being called names or being excluded from physical games. Alongside this, there are medical consequences to being obese. These medical consequences being an increased risk of diseases such as sleep apnea, asthma, fatty liver disease, and diabetes. These are diseases that children should never have to worry about. Coupled with this, there are the academic consequences that are often linked with the medical consequences. This has been found by Jeffrey B. Schwimmer, a pediatric professor. He has found that children who have diseases such as sleep apnea oftentimes lack sleep, which then leads to a drop in the child's academic performance. These problems are caused by the ignorance of their parents, that ignorance being the lack of knowledge of the dangers of obesity. This ignorance leads to a poor lifestyle for the child that leads to their obesity. This poor lifestyle being large portion sizes, which is an increase in the calories that they are consuming, and a lack of activity. That lack of activity being either always being on their iPad or their phone, or watching TV instead of being outside and exercising. There is a simple solution that almost anyone can do to either prevent or solve the problem of childhood obesity. That solution being either educating people who have children of these dangers and what they can do to prevent them. What they can do is ensure that their children are exercising and enforce a healthier diet. This would then lead to the child no longer being obese, and oftentimes diseases associated with obesity go away with the child reaching a healthier weight. Along with this, once the child is no longer obese, they are less likely to be bullied by the other children. And with their loss of weight and no longer being bullied, the child would likely have a rise in their self-esteem, thus solving the problems caused by childhood obesity. In conclusion, childhood obesity is a problem that should be tackled for a variety of reasons, and yet it has such a simple solution that anyone can do to prevent or solve the issue. Thank you.